I left a job that I was at for 7 years to come here just to get laid off a year and a half later.
You know, it's really sad if you go in the comments and you can look and tell who all the neo-Nazi, white supremacist, racist ass Trump supporters are. They are the ones that are making the comments that they're happy that the American people are getting laid off their jobs. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Factories are closing. 3,200 jobs gone in one day. ICE agents ripping down home security cameras. Entire towns watching their economy collapse because one plant shut its doors. And the people who voted for this, the ones who cheered for tariffs and tough policies, they're the same ones now filing for unemployment. This is what happens when ideology meets reality. When campaign promises hit actual economics. When us versus them politics destroys everyone equally. You wanted disruption? Congratulations, you got it. Welcome back to Mind Mirror. Let's watch it all unfold.
For you to celebrate people being homeless, celebrating people not receiving food, celebrating and happy that American people are losing their fucking jobs, it's fucking insane. Comment and share, like and share. What say you? Fucking insane.
Look, celebrating people losing their jobs? That's sociopathic behavior. I don't care what side you're on. Someone just said they left a 7-year career to take this new position, then got laid off 18 months later. That's a life destroyed, a family's stability gone, and people are in the comments, happy about it. Here's what nobody talks about. When you celebrate someone else's misery, you're guaranteeing your own, because economies don't discriminate. When unemployment rises, when spending drops, when businesses close, it affects everyone. Your job, your town, your future, that grocery store you shop at. They're next when nobody has money to spend. The school your kids attend. Budget cuts are coming when the tax base collapses. Schadenfreude isn't just cruel. It's stupid. Because we're all connected whether we like it or not.
Yesterday, Donald Trump was hit with an insurmountable bill, $364 million coming from Judge Arthur Engoron in the Letitia James civil lawsuit. Make no mistake, financially speaking, this is the end for Donald Trump. It's over. Absolutely done. You might think he wants to try to delay this, but that's not possible because if he intends to appeal this case or even the E. Jean Carroll case, he's got to do it within 30 days. And in order to appeal, he's got to put up the money, all of the money. I know people will say, well, he'll get a bondsman. He'll put up 20% and they'll put up the rest. Really? You think that's going to happen? Who's going to give Donald Trump credit at this point? It's been exposed that he's not a billionaire, that he's a broke-ass bitch. And when the appeal fails, where is the bondsman going to get the money back from? From Donald? No, nobody's going to put up the money. So when Donald Trump can't put up the bond, what's going to happen? Well, what's going to happen is they're going to start liquidating his shit, and it's not going to go easy on Donald Trump because he doesn't get to do it. There's a receivership, and they are going to fire sale the shit until they satisfy the debt. Fact of the matter is, they probably don't have enough equity in the properties and businesses he has to reach that $500 million point.
Well, that's some major news right now. ICE agents are now going to homes and taking down their home security cameras in complete violation of the United States Constitution. And people need to know that this is happening in the United States of America, so spread the word. This is them walking up to a home. Watch what this ICE agent does. Now ask yourselves, why would an agent need to take down a home security camera? Unless they want to do something that they don't want videotaped. And the truth is that the moment this ICE agent actually took down that camera, that likely was a Fourth Amendment violation. Video was from David Beer from the Cato Institute. The camera was attached to a home. That would constitute a search under the Fourth Amendment. As an agent, you can't conduct a search just because you want to. There needs to be some legal basis to do it. And what we're seeing here are ICE agents just completely skirting the law. Spread the word, follow along.
Wait, stop. An ICE agent just removed someone's security camera from their own house. That's not immigration enforcement. That's a Fourth Amendment violation. You can't just walk up to someone's property and take their equipment because you don't want to be filmed. And think about why they do that. If you're conducting a legal operation, why hide from cameras? What are you about to do that you don't want recorded? This is dangerous precedent. Today it's immigration raids. Tomorrow it's any government agent who decides documentation is inconvenient. Here's the practical takeaway. Know your rights. If law enforcement shows up at your door, you don't have to let them in without a warrant. Film everything from inside your house. Upload to cloud storage immediately, so removing the camera doesn't destroy the evidence. Because the moment we accept government agents destroying evidence of their own actions, we've lost something we're never getting back.
This is the final call. You live in the Metro Detroit area, looking to do something special for your children or grandchildren for Christmas this year. Listen up. Hi, my name is Tun. I'm a local Metro Detroit realtor, and I am doing personalized Santa letters for your children this year. It is completely free. All you have to do is fill out a little form, and then I do the rest. The holidays is all about being magical, making it special for your little ones. It can be really hard to do that, especially when it gets so busy during the holidays, so I thought I'd do this just to make it a little bit easier. I'm extending it out to everyone around in this area, so if you're interested, all you have to do is comment Santa down below in my comments. I will DM you with the form, and all you have to do is fill it out, and then I just do the rest.
So Trump supporters, if you're not worried now about the economy, now is the time to be worried. Nebraska, Tyson Foods. They're the largest meat producer in the country. They're closing their Nebraska beef processing plant because of Trump economics. Cattle costs have risen $2 billion because of Trump's tariffs, and it has resulted in a net loss of $425 million in 2025 to date for Tyson Foods. So they're closing their meat packing plant, and 3,200 employees in this small town with only 11,000 residents are losing their jobs. 3,200 employees, and I can guarantee a vast majority voted for this. And it doesn't end there. Tyson is taking their 3-shift slaughter operation in Texas down to 1 shift. So a lot more people at their Texas facility are going to be let go. When you talk about big industries now being affected, not the small guy, but those at the top of the food chain being impacted and closing down, we are in a world of economic hurt. And this is just the beginning, because this Trump administration is not focused on fixing the problem. They keep creating more. And I got to tell you, just this Tyson food location in Nevada, there are so many suppliers, so many vendors, contractors every single day that did work for this Tyson facility, whether inside the building or outside the building. These are big contracts that these local businesses are now going to lose. So they're going to be affected as well. Expect more layoffs and bankruptcies downstream of Tyson Foods.
Tyson Foods just closed their Nebraska plant. 3,200 jobs gone. In a town of 11,000 people, that's catastrophic. But here's what people don't see coming: the downstream collapse. That plant closure doesn't just kill 3,200 jobs. It kills the trucking company that hauled cattle twice daily, the maintenance crews, the packaging suppliers, the industrial cleaners. Every business that serviced that plant just lost their biggest client. And they're not Tyson. They're local, family-owned, operating on razor-thin margins. One lost contract means laying off half their workforce or closing entirely. Then the retail shops close because nobody has money. Then the tax base collapses, so the schools cut programs. Then property values crater, so you can't even sell your house to leave. This is how entire regions die. Not dramatically, not overnight, just steadily, one closure at a time, until there's nothing left but abandoned buildings and people wondering what happened. The practical reality? If your town depends on one industry, you need an exit strategy. Build transferable skills. Save aggressively. Network outside your region. Because when the dominoes start falling, they fall fast. And waiting too long means you're trapped.
Detroit used to be the most industrial city in the world. It was like the beating heart of American industry, and a lot of Ohio industry obviously fed into Detroit, whether it was making parts that would eventually go into a car, or I was sitting in a diner right outside Serpent Mound having, fried eggs and toast, which was like $5. I was
Oh,
also,
dude. We go shoot there with
May.
crews, and we feed our whole crew for like $32.
Oh, it's
Or
great.
more than
It's great.
It was a classic little diner, little booths, just like you would see in the movie, Baby Driver or something.
Yeah.
But there was like a family at the booth just across from me, and it was a small little diner, and they were talking. I was just eating all by myself. I couldn't help but overhear this one young guy who's probably in his late 20s, early 30s, and he was saying, "Well, yeah, I used to work for that factory, and then it closed down. Then I moved over to such and such factory, but then it closed down, and now I'm working on my third factory, and it's probably going to close down soon." And it's just that story has stuck with me.
3 factories, 3 closures. One guy's entire career spent jumping from one dying job to another. That's not bad luck. That's a region in terminal decline. And this is happening across the Rust Belt towns that built America, now watching everything crumble. The mistake these workers made? Loyalty to a place instead of investment in themselves. I get it. Your family's been there 3 generations. You own your house. Your community's there. But when the economy's fundamentally broken in your region, loyalty becomes a trap. Smart play? Learn remote work skills, trade certifications that travel, digital marketing, coding, project management skills that work anywhere. Because that 4th factory he mentioned, it's closing too. Everyone knows it. And when it does, there won't be a 5th.
Everyone, from December 8th to December 22nd, the Green Line's Central Tunnel will be shut down. There will be no service on the B branch from Babcock Street to North Station, on the C and D branches from Kenmore to North Station, and on the E branch from Heath Street to North Station. Here's what you need to know to get around for the next 2 weeks. The T will provide a shuttle bus for B, C, and D branch riders from Babcock Street to Back Bay to connect to the Orange Line. The T will not provide shuttle buses between Heath Street and North Station. Instead, the T encourages E-branch riders to use the 39 bus to connect to the Orange Line at Back Bay. During the shutdown, there will be extra service, and the 39 will also be fare free. The 57 bus, which parallels the Green Line down this portion of Calm Ave, will be free during the shutdown. The commuter rail will also be fare free between Lansdowne, Back Bay, and South Station. And with the code MBTA Green 128, you could get 5 free Blue Bike unlocks. The fare gates at Kenmore and Riverside will be open, and all street-level stops on the B, C, and D branches will be free. During the shutdown, the T will replace the catenary wire trough that dates back to the 1800s with a new, modern metal wire trough. The T will also install GLTPS infrastructure, conduct signal work, and inspect tunnels. For more information about the shutdown, head to boston.gov/MBTA-shutdowns. If you're struggling to keep up with shutdowns, use the Transit Matters Shutdown Tracker to add the shutdown schedule to your personal calendar. We'll keep it updated so you don't have to.
How does our government lose 10,000 people who are set to be deported? As always, Juno News is giving it to you straight. The CBSA, our border services agency, revealed that 10,000 deportation orders are active for longer than a year. They have over 10,000 people on their wanted list. To be exact, it's 10,051 warrants, with as many as 473 wanted since 2016. It's almost 10 years. And last month, the president of the CBSA revealed that they're actively engaging 30,000 people for deportation. And at the same time, an additional 32,000 illegal immigrants were unaccounted for with active warrants. And just to fact check myself, it's literally been 8 months since Mark Carney made the announcement that he's going to hire more workers for border security. Look at the date, April 10th, 2025. He announced it well before this. PSAC, who's the union for the public service workers, they literally took that same number and they said, yes, he's going to invest and add an additional 1,000 border service officers. CBSA. Watch this. That same statement was then made nearly 6 months later, and not a single border agent has been hired as part of this new 1,000 CBSA officers that are going to be added. So we have 10,000 individuals on their wanted list. We have 32,000 illegal immigrants unaccounted for with active warrants. Yet we haven't even remotely begun to tackle this number, and it's been 8 months. This is a joke. It's embarrassing at this point. It doesn't take 8 months to actually start executing it. You start doing it like this. Give us progress updates. The public deserves answers. You're talking about 32,000 people who are here illegally, that you're completely unaccounted for them. We are not a serious country. It's unbelievable.
32,000 people completely unaccounted for. The government announced they'd hire 1,000 border agents 8 months ago, haven't hired a single one. This isn't about immigration politics. This is about basic competence. If you have laws, enforce them. If you can't enforce them, change them. But this middle ground where rules exist but you just ignore them, that's not governance. That's chaos. And here's the broader lesson. Announcements don't equal action. Whether it's government promising enforcement, your company promising raises, or someone promising to change words without follow-through mean nothing. 8 months of we're working on it with 0 results isn't working. That's hoping you forget. Hold people accountable. Get commitments in writing. Set timelines. Check progress. Because hope isn't a strategy.
Out here in Saline, and we easily have about 100, maybe even 200 people dispersed around all 4 quarters out here. People are here protesting the data center that is trying to be set up shop out here for the open AI, and nobody wants it here.
They don't need more infrastructure to power 1.4 gigawatts. Over 1 million homes worth of electricity. They're going to just add that, not build anything?
People are from both sides of the party. There are loads of individuals, people who have it being built in their own backyard, and they vehemently all agree they want no data center here in Saline or the greater Michigan area. Not for open AI. Get it on out of here.
People from both parties, standing together, protesting a data center that would consume 1.4 gigawatts, enough to power over 1 million homes. Nobody asked if they wanted this. No community vote. No impact assessment presented to residents. Just corporations and government making backroom deals, expecting people to deal with the consequences. Your electricity bills going up to cover that demand. Your infrastructure strained beyond capacity. Your environmental impact massive. And if you don't fight now, it gets built. Then you spend the next decade paying the price while the corporation profits. This is real power. Organizing locally, showing up, making noise, not hoping politicians save you, not screaming online, actually defending your community. Good. Make them listen. Policies have consequences. Tariffs cost jobs. Infrastructure crumbles when ignored. And if you don't fight for your community, no one will. This wasn't political. It was economic reality. Factories close. Jobs disappear. The people who promised greatness, gone when you need them. So think critically. Plan practically. Act locally. Don't trust anyone to save you. Build your own resilience. The era of hoping someone else fixes things? Over. Comment below. What's the biggest issue in your community? What are you doing about it? Like, share, subscribe. We're not done holding up that mirror. See you next time.